Hi, everyone. This is Billy Ariel, real life, and I'm coming to you yet once again, speaking on a subject that I've touched before. And I know that I've stated that I would never speak on this topic, particular topic again, but my spirit, my soul has been troubled. And I know that with my spirit and my soul being troubled, I have to come once more because it was stated for me to come once more because I know what happened, and I have to share it with you all yet once again. I'm here in Resistance Studio, and my team members are here, so we are all here together. But the topic that I really have to talk to you about yet once again is about the two boys. One black boy, Carmelo Anthony, and the white boy, Austin Metcalf. And it appears that you races of people, you have hatred one for the other. One hates the black boy, Carmelo Anthony, because of the fact that you think that he stabbed Austin Metcalf. And Austin Metcalf, his race detests Carmelo Anthony because vice versa. But I'm here to let you all know that what was said and what was done was all a psyop. And understand what Billy R.L. is speaking and saying to you all. And it is not only I myself, Billy R.L., but it's the team. We have told you many times before that when we come before you, before we have did our research, we research not just picking up a book to read. We research our facts and our truth, and then we receive phone calls and we make phone calls. And we do this and so that when we come before you all, we'll know exactly what we're talking about. But this time it's a different situation. This time my spirit was troubled and I couldn't shake it from my spirit, even though I knew and I had known that I had talked to you all before. But this time I had to come back because, as I stated just minutes before, my spirit was troubled, and I had to do this to let you all know the realities of facts and the untruths. Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. You all are thinking that Austin Metcalf, you know, went into the tent and saw that Carmelo Anthony was sitting in his place. And so Austin Metcalf said to Carmelo Anthony, and you're sitting in my place or in my seat, however, whichever words he used. And Carmelo Anthony stated back to Austin Metcalf, didn't make me move. And then the killing took place. Whereas Carmelo Anthony took out a knife and stabbed Austin Metcalf. Well, that's just a little before, and then especially afterwards, that's where the situation of the PSYOP began. And in this video, I'm going to go in further. As some people say, down the rabbit hole. But with me, it's not going to be down the rabbit hole, it's going to be down the racist hole, or the injustice hole, or the black hole, or the white hole, as many of you may want to call it. But I'm going to go in further down that hole and giving you detail about exactly what's going on so that you all out there will never or have the full understanding, if you put it to your point blank, that you all will never accuse one or the other, and that you all will know exactly what's going on and why it happened. And I, Billy R.L., along with my team here, we're going to explain it exactly to you. So come with us as we go down the black hole, the race hole, the injustice hole, or whatever hole that you want to call it. But come with us because we are going to explain it fully to each and every one of you out there. You all have heard about the elites. You know that there are people, if you want to call them people, that are higher than any one of us. The Council of 13, the Jesuits, all of them, the elites. Some call them the Illuminati. But every couple of years, they have to bring forth something, this racial indices that goes on between the races to keep the races further at bay from each other. This is their goal, is to divide the races. The blacks on one side and they stay on that side, the whites on the other side and they stay on that side. They're not to conjoin and mingle together. And this is done every 2 years. That's their intent. Let me tell you, people, and I want you to really hear me and hear me completely. A few years back, and I want you to allow your mind to go through a few years back. Allow your mind to go back. It was a psyop at that time as well. And it was the case of George Floyd. George Floyd, hey, the blacks turned against the white. It was a psyop. You know what happened. Take your minds back. Think, people. And then before George Floyd, it was Freddie Gray. Take your minds back. Think, what happened? Where was the whites and where was the blacks when Freddie Gray, when it happened to Freddie Gray? Where were the people? And then before that, it was Trayvon Martin. Where was the people? But this time, it was the blacks against a Hispanic or a Spanish or whomever race George Zimmerman was. It was against Trayvon Martin. Let your minds go back. And if your minds can't go back, when I'm done, go and research it out and you'll find out. It was a division with the people then. And now, the elites has decided we got to have another division between the races. So what the elites did, since Trayvon Martin, there have been other little incidents, the police beating and killing and shooting, what have you, on the black people. And they've done it on the white people, but the harm has been focused more so on the black race of people. And now, the elites, and every so often, they get together. All of the elites, as you call the Illuminati, they get together from every president or dignitary of the United States of America. And as some comes on the outside of the U.S. and they have a talk, and some call it the summit and some whatever name they want to call it, but they get together. What are we going to do now? And they said to 47, because 47 had a history of crime, but if we get you back in office, you have to do just as we say and do as we ask you to do. You have to do this. And this is why 47 is doing what he's doing now. And so, and they all said, we got to get something started. We got to get something started. And so what they did is with the case of Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, two young boys, white and black, black and white. They had to get something going with them to start this ball rolling, because they were not getting any action afterwards from George Floyd after it died down, Freddie Gray after it died down, Trayvon Martin so they had to rebuild it back up again. And the best that they could do was with Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. Now, I want you to understand me and understand me clearly, because what I'm about to say is going to shock a lot of you. But what I am saying is nothing but the facts and the truth, and I am going to bring forth the knowledge. Either you accept it, reject it, and or leave it alone. But if you leave it alone and reject it, it's going to cause you your demise eventually. But it is nothing but truth. Both families were approached. This is in the beginning now. Both families were approached by the elite, an elite figure, and were requested to be a part of a crisis type of situation for money. The Metcalf family and the Anthony family were approached by a certain figure of the elite and were requested, would you like to make money? But naturally, could people go for, yeah, I got it, all right, to be a part of a crisis type of a situation for money? They told them what the crisis would be. The Metcalf family and the Anthony family went forward. They agreed to do this. Both families, as I stated before, they agreed because money talks. You heard that saying, money talks and bullshit walks. So they staged Austin Metcalf's situation. That's where it came into play. With a staged Metcalf situation. Let me give you right here again now. It came into play. Whereas Austin wasn't murdered. Austin was not murdered, but was made to the world to look as if he was. And I'm taking my time because his words coming to me slowly but surely. They staged Austin Metcalf's situation when Carmelo Anthony came into the tent for what they say. You're sitting in my and Austin Metcalf said to Carmelo Anthony, "You're sitting in my seat." And Carmelo Anthony said to Austin, "Will make me move." And that's when the knifing began because it was staged, people. It was staged. And it started with Austin Metcalf's situation. That's what came into play. And at that time, when it came into play, that's where Austin was supposedly murdered. But I'm telling you all, Austin Metcalf wasn't murdered. He was not murdered, but was made to the world to look as if he was, and by the hands of a black teen. Now, you all can call me crazy. You all can say what you will and may say about Billy R.L. and the teen, but that's how it was played, people. And I told you many, many times before, when they set up something to look real, they will make it look so authentic that you will have to take not only a look, a double look, and twice a look, and so many looks to make sure that is real. Okay. Starting this year, 2025, divide and comfort. They had to bring that forth again to divide the races yet once again. Divide and conquer. And they had to bring that once again because it hasn't been anything really, really since Trayvon Martin. So they had to bring something bigger and bolder of a divide and conquer because who do they have in office? Number 47. And after what you all call the Illuminati, it's K Swab. After K-Swab, then it's down to number 47. And number 47 passed it on to Elon Musk and all of his other side kicks, as I call them. They had to get this done. So they passed it on to this elite, told them what to do, elite figure, and the elite figure came to both families and asked them if they want to be a part and told them how much money they will be paid and given if they do this. So they decided. Now, we in the year of 2025. This is the year, 2025 is the year of divide and conquer. A divide and conquer situational divide race agenda once again. It's got to be back once again, but this time it's got to be more powerful. This is what they're thinking. It's got to be more powerful than any other before this year. The crowdfunding campaign, and a lot of you're saying, well, they had a crowdfunding campaign and they got money, but let me tell you, the crowdfunding campaign did not have real people. And I know some of you are thinking, well, somebody gave up 500. They were not real people. They were not, and I will say it again, they were not real people donating anything, but they were agents. Believe you me, they were agents. Agents of the elite. Agents of the elite, or agents of the elite working on or behalf with the elites. Just like it was at Angie Stone's situation. They had, do you think that that truck that went inside her car and the man that came to make sure, do you think they were regular people? They were assassins of the elite, sent down to finish a job. Well, that's what they did in this situation as far as donating. The people that you felt were real people donating were none other than agents of the elite. Donating because you see, through the crowdfunders is how both families got paid. That's how they got paid. The Metcalf family and the Anthony family. That's how they got paid. But the donors of those crowdfunders were made to look like real people. Now you may go and say, but no, Billy Ariel, because here's a Susan James over here. She said she gave it to one so, and here's a Don Phillips over here. Those are agents. Now remember Billy R.L. and so many others who are identical like us. They have told you that they, the elites, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the government, they can make things seem so authentic that it'll make you look and go back and look again. Am I seeing what I really am seeing? They can make things look so authentic that it will fool not only you, but everyone that surrounds you. And this is what they did. Well, once again, it may appear to you that these were real people, but they were agents of the elite, once again, donating because through the crowdfunders is how the families get paid. Let me share with you, but the situation is that when the job is completed, then they will receive all that has been told to them of what they will receive. It's just like a hit job. Now, people follow with me. Understand where I'm coming from. It's just like a hit job. When a person hires a professional hitman, and you have probably seen it in the movies or read it in magazines or even on YouTube or TikTok or however channel that you may have seen it, but a woman or man hires a hitman. And I want you to kill my husband. I want you to kill my wife. I want you to take out this one. I want you to take out that one. And the hitman may say, well, you got to give me some money. And the person who wants to hit out on those individual or that individual, the person may say, well, no, we have to do the job first, and then I'll pay you. And then the hitman may say, well, I want some of what I want to do. Well, the person may say, well, yeah, I'll give you $500, and the job may require $2,000 or $3,000, and the person may say, well, I'll give you $500. When you have done the job, I will give you the rest. Then the hitman goes off to make us hit. So is is just like a hit job where a person, people hires a professional hitman, as I just explained to you all. The money isn't given out until the job is completely done. And with the Metcalf and Anthony's family, the job is not done yet. It's not done. There still has to be, keep in mind that there still has to be the mock trial, the mock sentencing, and then the job will be done. And families will be paid. This is why the families have not cashed out on the crowdfunder. If you go back and you saw a video or videos of the Anthony family in some kind of place, and the mother, she says, she says, we can't cash in on the crowdfunder yet. Well, she spoke the truth. But see, when she said that she didn't think that any outsiders or anyone that can read her or see her knew exactly what she was talking about. And she was speaking the truth. She can't cash in until that job is completely done. And that includes the judge, the trial, the jury, all of them. It has to be completely done because it has to appear to you all out there that Austin Metcalf has been sent to jail or going to the death chair. Now, that would be more better, to the liking of the people, especially the black race of people. He goes to the death chamber. And if the mockery judge, if she decides that he's out, he's gone. But he's not gone to any death chair. They have moved him to some place where he'll never be recognizable again or be known, made known. Here you got two people, and I don't know whether I said this before, but if I didn't, I will say this again. You got two people. You have Metcalf and Anthony. I'm talking about the two young people now. They knew each other. They lived down the street from each other. One played football at one school, the other played track. And they were occasionally when he played football. But they met up with each other. They were not like best friends, but they were like Zach and Screech. They were best friends, but they were not close. Like trying to think of his name, Slater and Zach. Got it. Like Slater and Zach. And that, if you ever have seen the show, Saved by the Bell, you go there and see the Gus and Naira. But you go there. So they were good friends, but not like the ones that I just mentioned to you. They were not like that. But yet and still, down the street from each other, they played one against another with their high school teams. And there was a time when they were at a party together. So it's not like they didn't know each other. And then all of a sudden, this white guy, Austin Metcalf, is going to get hurt from the Anthony black boy. It doesn't seem right, people, does it? But now they're showing this new footage. See, you have to think and put your mind together. Because people, I'm telling you, what you see is not always true. What you hear is not always factual. But now there's supposedly a new footage. They have put out a new footage of Carmelo, Anthony on the sports field. And the footage just so happened to be professionally shot. And with Carmelo Anthony mic'd up. Now just so happenly, this footage is out. And Carmelo Anthony is mic'd up. This appears as if they were pre-planning for this incident before the supposed crime ever took place. With this footage, because the question is, why would there be professional shot sports footage of Carmelo Anthony? Whereas the entire time he was on the field, him and only him is the one who's mic'd up. You understand what I'm saying, people? He's the only one that was mic'd up. Now, let's go off the course a little. You got people like Carmelo Anthony. He's a team of players. He's one of the team of many players, but he's the only one that's mic'd up. Where are the other team players? Like when you see in football games, the football players. You see in baseball, the baseball players, and many other supported team members. When they are mic'd up too, but doggone it, the other players are too. They don't want to just hear from one and not hear from the other. They want to hear from every. Well, how did the game get to me? What did you all think of so and so and so and so? But in this incident, it was only Carmelo Anthony that was mic'd up on that field. Only him. And the footage was not for the news or any recruiting colleges or anything. So what was he mic'd up? It wasn't about any college. It wasn't about making the news or anything. So why was he mic'd up? What was the footage showing him all mic'd up for? What? Ask yourself that, people. Ask yourself. Was it all a part of the psyop? Well, we here to tell you, we say yes. We say yes. And believe it or not, the school was in on it too. The police was in on it too, and their families were in on it, of course, and the coach. And the coach. And I want to take you back a little bit further. So go with me back a little bit further. Just like it was in Columbine. White guy, Dalen, and Eric's parents. Dylan is not Dalen, it's Dylan, and Eric's parents were in on it, on this situation as well. The deputy, Tim Wolf, and the entire Jefferson County Police Department were behind it as well. I already mentioned the school was too. We have the same situation here with Carmelo, excuse me if I pronounced the name wrong again, and Austin. People, this is all being done. And I want you to fully understand what Billy R.L. is saying and the team. This is all being done as part of a situational design, which I and everyone here believes, and so many others who are identical with us and to us believe carry out and will carry out this summer, when tensions will really overflow into more racial cases that will happen. And it's going to happen this summer. thus making all you out there this summer another George Floyd type of summer, only worse. To make a long story short, people, this is a psyop. Austin Metcalf is not deceased. He's not deceased. That young white boy is very much alive. Carmelo Anthony, his family knows it, as well as Austin Metcalf family knows it. But they were asked to be involved in a crisis, and they were going to be paid and a large sum of money if they participate. But if they participate, they have to be kept silent as far as letting anyone else know. Oh, they signed papers too. Oh, yes, they did. Papers you and I will never ever see. But they signed papers, had to GoFundMe put up. I mean, they made money. They made money, but the money didn't come from everyday regular people. It came from agents. And the same thing with the Metcalf family. They made money. And this is why when the canvas was put on the Anthony family, and I'm getting so tired of this because, I guess she looked it all around, but see, they had to play that part. In order to get those thousands of dollars that was offered to them, they had to play the part well. And so they played their part. And the Anthony family has said, well, we got to move because we're afraid people are after. It wasn't nobody was after them, but they had to play. Could you prove it? Could anyone of you out there prove that someone came to the house to try to kill them or try to rob? You can't prove it because it never happened. But they had to say that to make you all think, well, and there's something. This white man's family, shit, fuck them damn people, they go come out here and they go try and the anger, the hatred to rise even more. And then when they had the Anthony family at a news place where it wasn't the news like at a news station, it was some makeshift place that they had them at. And who comes in? None other than the Metcalf family, the father. And then what happened? Because he came at the wrong time. Now you're off key now. You're off key. They rushed him out of there. And someone said, you're not supposed to be here. Not supposed to be here. And they rushed him off. You have to understand, all of you out there, and we've said it many, many, many times before, when the governments, when they want to do something, they will make it look so authentic. And I said it just minutes ago. They will make it look so authentic that it will make you turn your head not once but twice, several times. Is that real? And because their goal, they do not want whites to associate with blacks. They do not want blacks to associate with whites. If they can keep that division, then bam, they got it. And this is why they're trying their darndest to get rid of the Hispanic, the Spanish people. It's not because they are illegal. Yes, I'm all for getting the illegals, the ones who are dangerous, off and away from the United States of America. But those who are innocent, who are trying to make a life for themselves, they're getting them out. Oh, they're illegals. They're trying to get them off because they know that the Spanish, the Hispanic, whoever they are, they know that when it comes down to size, they will stand with the black race of people. And those who have not stood with the black race of people is because they have been told, well, if you stick with us, we can get your housing, we can get your so and so and make it look so pretty to them. So they are afraid. They're afraid to stick with the black race of people. But then, wait a minute, they may come back and tell what we're saying, so let's get them out of here. And this is what they sent a 2-year-old girl with cancer, Shia with cancer, back out of the United States with cancer. And so this is what I'm saying to you all. Everything you see is not believable. They will make things look so authentic. It will fool even your mama, your daddy, your sisters, and which is happening today. This white boy, Austin Metcalf, is very much alive today. You won't see him. His family will, when they rush his family also places just to speak to him and assure him everything is all right. But he's not dead, people. He's not dead. And some of you out there will say, well, show us the fact. We're not to show you. It's common sense. If you open your eyes to see, it's common sense. And then the knife that Carmelo Anthony actually used, it wasn't a knife at all. Well, Billy R. Young, you could have read that. No, I didn't read. No, we don't take face value of what someone says to us. We do our research. We leave it up to insight, troubling of the spirits, troubling of our souls to find out answers. Then, if we still are unsure, which we shouldn't be unsure, then we have received phone calls. Yeah, that's yeah, no, yeah, that, yeah, yeah, that's true, and that's that sort of thing. That supposedly knife that Carmelo Anthony used wasn't a knife at all, but they showed you a knife. They showed you a knife. And to make it more believable to the black race of people that this white boy could have could have died from the hands of this black boy. This father, I just love, I forgive him because just hoping. All of you pray for that. This was said. We want you to say to the black race of people, you forgive that boy, Carmelo Anthony. You forgive him. That will blow black people's minds out of the water. And it has with some of you all out there. This man, he knows. That's why he said, well, I forgive him because God want that. Because he knows his son is not deceased. He knows this. He knows this. And then sometimes when there was a time when it was shown when he came toward the microphone and he was crying, all Mr. Metcalf, you got to show more sympathy and sorrow for your son. You got to, because people begin to question why you don't have any tears. And that's when he came forward and began to question, began to tear up. And he was more tearful then, several days after his son died, than the day that he found out his son's death, supposedly his son's death. People, you got to wake up. Seriously, you have to wake up. You have to stop this. It will be, now, we are not talking about every white person, but damn it, you've got to get along with the white race of people. And white race of people, damn it, you got to get along with the black race of people. Because that's what they want. They want a division. They want us to on one side and you are on the other side. They're already separating them. The Spanish, whether they're illegals or not, they're already separating them. They're trying to get the black people together by themselves so that they will destroy themselves. And this is why we, the resistance team, this is why we are so adamant about black people fighting each other. This is a time when we need each other. We need to stop this because every time we're fighting each other, we're playing in the hands of the elites of number 47. We're playing, well, I got, down there, they're fighting each other. They're killing each other. They have already told the police what to do when they stop a black person. When they see a black person, you don't shoot him, kill him. And then what happens? The police, the cops, they do it, and then they have sergeants and lieutenants and whoever is over top of them. Well, I don't see any wrong that my cop did. Well, officer so and so did, and they go away and nothing is done. And by the time you all take out lawsuits against them, it's way too late. You can't, because after a while it'll be done. This is why it hurts us so bad. You have to open your eyes because if you don't, if you still go on with that hatred and with believing what they're saying, my God, people, and I'm not talking about your God, I'm talking about the God of the universe, spiritual universe, you're going to be damned. And there's some of you, you're talking about you're going, well, I'm not going to heaven, I'm not going to hell, but I'm going to outside. You'll never get there because your hearts are filled with so much hatred. You need to stop this. I don't care all that much about white people either. But when it comes to they show respect to me, I'm gonna show respect to them. And that's even with my own families, my own family, because my immediate family gone. But they show me respect. I show respect to, but we get along. And that's to the outside stranger as well. We have to stop this, people. We have to stop allowing the elites to play with our minds and our hearts. This white boy is not deceased. He's not dead. He's put somewhere until they tell him, "Hmm, it's time you can come out now, but you can't come back to America. Let's go enter." And with this black boy, Carmelo Anthony, he's going to have a trial. He's going to have a jury. He's going to have a judge. All of them are mocked. Are mocked. And if they send him to prison, or if they send him to have a diversity, have death. But if they send him to prison, he will be joining none other than Austin Metcalf. But it will not be joining him in the place that you think that he's at, just like it was with um, Jeffrey Epstein. They could have put Jeffrey Epstein in a cell. Can't nobody see him. He can't see anybody. A cell by himself in the back. Look and think, people. And then he's going to hang himself. How in the hell could he hang himself? And he has nothing really in his room to hang himself but his club. Is his own club's clothes and maybe his sheet. But they bring in the stretcher, and they put the cover over his head, and all the other prisoners there. What happened? We found him hanging in the cell. They're not gonna let the prisoners get close to him. Because if they got close to him, he would find out. And what they did, they whipped him off. But at first, there was a showing of Jeffrey Epstein in his car, and he looked surprised. And when they found out that he was in that car, Jeffrey told, "What you got to be sing. Then we tell you not to be sing, and don't play with us, Jeffrey." Maybe not in that matter, but that's what they said. And what they did, they took him to an island where no one, and I mean no one, can get to that island. If you try to get to that island by helicopter or plane, they will shoot you down because you're not the helicopter or the airplane. It's not going to be an airplane, period. You're not the helicopter, or let's say airplane, that can ever reach to that island. But you also, your Jeffrey Epstein, he's gone and so, but that's what it, and Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend is over there too. And you people, you're being deceived. Your Bibles tell you that. People will be deceived because of a lack of knowledge. Is in your Bibles, you church toting people. Is in your Bible. And you are being deceived. This boy, Austin Metcalf, is not dead. And Carmelo Anthony did not kill him. Did not kill him. The scene was set. The scene was set. The father knew of Austin and his separated mother, and the mother and father of Carmelo Anthony, they knew as well. And then when she says that we cannot cash in on the crowdfunder yet, we cannot cash in on that. Why? Because the job is not complete. Oh, she can go out there, but I want that car over there, and I want this car. She can say whatever she wants, but she cannot drive those cars anywhere. And she said, it was said now that she got a car for her son, Carmelo Anthony. Why would she get a car for Carmelo Anthony when there's a high possibility that he may be locked up in jail? Because she knew that once he got out of jail, that car was going to him. People, you have to put two and two together. You have to stop your foolishness. For so long, they have thought, and they still think that black people are stupid, ignorant, imbeciles. people. They have always thought this and always will, unless you get your minds together. I don't care how long you have gone to school. I don't care if you got your degrees here, degrees there. Even with people who have their degrees, high degrees, they think they're stupid because they're black. They're black. I have a degree. Christina has a degree. The original messenger have a degree, and most of the people here in the team have degrees. Katrina. Sometimes offhand I call her Christina. Okay, but it's Katrina, and we all have degrees, but that doesn't mean that because we're black and we have more black people on the team than we have but we got about 50 or so. Well, anyway, that doesn't mean that because we have degrees that you know we're stupid. But that's what they think because we're black. You all have to stop this stuff, people. It's getting out of hand. And white people out there, sure, not all black people are hateful minded people. So like when we saw, it was brought to our attention the other day how two females, special needs, out there fighting, and they were regular minded girls fighting special needs. And it was brought to my attention. I said, oh my gosh. That's why the upper white, like at least they think that black people don't have good sense. Then you have black people, young black men and women out there committing crimes. And then when they get caught and take that mugshot, they're looking just as sad as them, and they don't realize what the outcome for them is going to be. Don't you know 47 is thinking about sending people like them over to El Salvador? Well, I'm a female. They want, yes, they will. They got over to El Salvador places for females as well. If you don't want these things to happen to you, then stop committing the crime. If you don't have it, you just don't have it. Like people going to Walmart and going to Targets and other places, and they stay. And what I would do, I would go and talk to the manager. But listen, I don't have, so, could you just let me? And 9 times out of 10, the man, okay, now you go here, I get off. Let you take it this time. Just don't make it a habit. If you just talk to people, you go to stores instead of stealing out of stores. If you're hungry, just tell the people. That's what I did when I was coming IWRL. And I lived on the streets in the alleys and every place else. But when I got hungry, if didn't go into the trash can, there were many times I would go into the trash cans. But when I do, I would go into, sir, Mister, I'm hungry. Could you? He's okay. He said, well, wait till we close up. We got some. And then he or she would put a bowl of food in front of me. And they will say, I'm glad that you asked us instead of coming in trying to take over. And that's what you have to do. That's why they think that black people don't have common sense. You have to stop this, black people. Stop it. Stop it. Stop hating your white brothers. And they are. They are our brothers and sisters. Stop looking back at the old and start venturing into the new. Every white person is not like the slave master back in the day. If you find out that a white person does not have a master father or a slave mentality, brother or sisters, or uncles or aunts in their family, then, they're rich, then you try to trust them. But you start off with a grain of salt, then a grain of salt will get bigger and bigger, and then you'll be able to finally trust them. But all of this here today has got to stop. You're believing lies. And just like it, I'll say it again, people shall perish because of the lack of knowledge. The knowledge is right there. You got the power. And you're not even, but you're using the power for your own condescending ways. And the power is not supposed to be used that way. It's time for black people to wake up. And it's more so our race than any other race. And you're out there, you're stealing from your black race of people. You're fighting your own black race of people. And when I saw what was presented to me about special needs children There were regular-minded people fighting, especially in the, Lord, ooh, it touched my heart. That didn't have to be. I know that if someone come upon us and we have to defend, yes, no, okay, hey, you don't get me wrong now. Because we've been in a lot of fights. We have to defend ourselves and we have laid them down. And it's not giving me a medal of honor because we have did that, but it comes to a point where you have to use that. But when it comes to our own Black brothers or sisters, or someone we know that we can take advantage, we need to stop it, people. We need to stop it. So this whole thing, it's going to be a trial. It's going to be a judge, and it's going to be a jury, and people going to be glued. And I wonder if they're short on TV. I wonder if it's going to be broadcast. But you know something? I don't believe it will be. And if it does, it's to show you that the lies still go on to make you believe. Because everything else about these two boys had not been broadcast, has not been talked about. No, it hasn't. But if there is a trial, if there are juries, and if there is a judge, it's all psyop. It's not, it's a mockery. It's a mockery. And in the end, and I guarantee you this, in the end, that Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf will meet up in the end. Now, the mother, she says that here's a car for her son, Carmelo Anthony. Did she already get that car and just have it waiting for him to read? Because it makes you wonder, what is the outcome? Are they going to sentence him to life in prison? If they do that, it will not be the prison that you think everyone is at. Or will they say that is not enough evidence, or he defended himself and send him right back home to his parents? Oh, it's more ways than one. And this is why I say to you, I made this video a little long. But really, people, you all have to wake up. Wake up. The protesting and the marches are not going to do. You're doing it for what? All of that but I'm not going to go back into that because we have told you many times the only way to shut up, to stop is to shut America down. Sometimes you may have to go without what you can do. I went through it and I was a young adult woman. I didn't have nothing at all. Didn't have clothes to really put on my back. I had to go into the to the service station, going to restaurants and wash clothes. And I'm out through the drying machine. But I survived. And this is more ways than one to survive. But you all won't do it. And then there's a time to sit down and be quiet. And if there's a time to stand up and say, shit, we're not going to take this. We're not going to take it anymore. It's a time to stand up. Because what number 47 and so many others are doing to you is doomed for your death. But you have fear. You're so afraid. You are fearful. Well, I got my husband, I got my wife, I got my children, I got my home, but they're going to take your homes anyway. They are practically taking your children, and you don't have sense enough to realize. You may be a parent, but what you are really is a parent. You too is pair, and you're renting out your child because your child and your children belongs to the elites. The elites are the government. So people, I had to come forward. Now I told you once before earlier that my spirit, my soul was troubled. I have done what I was told to do. And as I stated earlier, you can either accept it, reject it, and or leave it alone. But sometimes when I tell you these things, and not only me, but there are others who are identical to us, the team, when we tell you these things, sometimes it's a song that has been out for a long, long time. When you all no more wants or want to adhere and listen to what we, the chosen, have stated to you, the song keeps coming across our minds, all of us here. This is not just me, it's all of us. Sometimes we feel like motherless child. And it's not the motherless of a human, but the motherless. We feel like a motherless child going home to be the freedomness. If that could mean something to you, one day you all will be down here and you will be AIs and they will continuously be taking your children. And you will still have the fear. Some of you who are not turned into AI will still have the fear upon you. And you are running here and there. You don't know what to do, how to do, when to, and why to do, because they will feel and they will say that you're disgusting. And even those whites that you hated, that had the hatred in your heart for, they will become your new masters because they see that you have continuing or continuance of the hatred for them. But we who are here that have been telling you for a number of times of what the truth is, what the accurate truth is. It reminds me of a time when, if you go to your Bibles, like I said, we don't believe in all the other stuff from the Bible, but we do believe in certain things in the Bible where they sent two witnesses come to earth to share or to foretell of things that are going to happen, to let them know that what has happened, is happening, and will happening is all for Satan, for Lucifer, and ways that you can free yourselves. Well, with us, the resistance team and those out there who identify strictly with us, not so much in what we're saying, but through their research and their findings with us, like us, after a while, we'll be gone. We'll be gone. We are the witnesses, and you still can't accept it. You think you know more than anyone else knows. No one can tell you nothing or anything. But I will honestly say, not about our or my true subscribers, because you can say one thing, but don't you know I'll find out differently, or some members of the team will find out differently. So if our true subscribers is one-on-one, we're not talking about them. We're talking about those who are pretending and knowing darn well they're nothing but fakers. They are with Lucifer and Mark Duke all the way, as well as number 47 and all the others who are there with, above, down beneath, side by side with them. You're not talking about our subscribers, but you're going to look for us one day and we're going to be gone. But we have to go. Keep this in mind. We have to go through the same routine that others are going through because we are in a fleshly body. But you see, under this flesh, keep it. This is what makes all of us happy here. Under this flesh, we have redemption. And the redemption is leaving, and going to our new home, and that's not heaven. And I'm gonna tell you before I end this message to you all, that you can say whatever you will or may say. I don't care what they say about this, but I was there. I saw, And it was not no phony or baloney. This was actual astral projection. That I went to that moon up there, that moon that everyone does at nighttime you can look up and you can see. And I went to that moon up there, and what I saw was shocking because the people who had died previously were still up on that moon, crying and begging for help to be relieved or released from that moon. I was there. I saw Marduk. I saw all of the demonic angels that was on the left and the right side of him. I saw them up there. And then I went to Saturn. And you're thinking that hell, well, I went to hell. No, you didn't go to hell because you did not go to Saturn. Saturn is worse than the hell that you thought that your God sent you to. Hell, Saturn is nothing to be played with. I was there, and what I saw, and I looked, and I beheld, and I, Billy R.L., as strong as I am, I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here. And who took me there was one of the aliens, the short aliens that took me there. And I could not take it any further. Saturn is much worse than the prisons that people are into today here on earth. You think prisons all over? You think El Salvador is worse over the prison over there is worse? You have not seen anything unless you go to Saturn. And that's where some of you will go. The last I heard that they're trying to get other planets because Saturn is getting full. The moon is getting full. So they're trying to find other planets where they can send people to. People don't play around. This is no joke. You can say what you will and may say, and which I don't care. Because see, I've made my debt, paid my debt. And once this body is thrown away, I am free. And I'm not going to that moon, and I'm not going to Saturn, and I'm not going to any other place that they try to make up like the moon to go to. I'm not going there. And I know where I'm going because I put my faith not in Jesus Christ, not in the sect, but in the universe. I believe. And this is what you all have, but some of you, you've been living a life of roughness, of just, and that you're used to it, and you don't want to move away. You don't want to change. And this is why the fear has come in. This is why you have less and you have less, and that things happen to you and your neighbors because you're afraidful. You're afraid. You have fear. But you know, I will say, maybe you don't know, but I will say this, and I'm ending. This body can feel pain. But once you are released from this body, not going to the moon, not going to Saturn, not going to any other place that they make as the moon, there's no pain, people. You will be free. You can't feel anything. And I was there. And I will tell anybody, I will stand, I was there. You can hurt, like your Bible say, don't worry about what they can do to the body, but worry about what they can do to the soul. The soul is the one is free. I don't mean to talk like this, but I'm very passionate about this because so many of you out there that are going to be lost. And it were like the two witnesses when they saw and they tried to talk, and when they saw that no more, and it hurt them, it pained them. But they knew where they was going back to. They had to release it all. And that's why I'm so compassionate about this. These things of this happening between Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf was not real. Both of them, the whole situation, were nothing but psyops. That white boy is living today in perfect health. The knife that the knife that the black boy was supposed to use on the white guy, the white boy, was not a knife. To be honest about it, he took something from his shoe. And that wasn't shown to be complete, but he took something from his shoe, and that's how he stabbed this white boy. So anyway, I've said all that I'm gonna say. And the next time I come back to you all, it will be on a new topic, a new scale. However, my spirit shows me to talk on because I'm guided by the spirit of the universe. I'm guided. And that's what I'll deal with. This sometimes I just talk as we talking, but I am guarded by the spirit of the universe. And so the next time I come back, and it'll be a new topic, a new subject, but hopefully that you all will take in everything that has been said. Because everything that I, Billy R.L., and the resistant team has stated has been nothing but the facts, the truth, and we have presented the knowledge. You all have the power because we have the power as well. And we ask you to exercise that power and use it in a faithful, more accomplished way. Not with fear, but with the power that's within you all. That power that you have within you has no room for fear. So this is me, Billy R.L., real life. Until the next time, we, the resistance team, we extend to you our love, our peace, and you know what comes after? The power, the force that's within us all. Now,
Carmelo Anthony, class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas. Nah, he low-key fast. Number one low-key fast, dude. I might have to, if you play number two, I'm gonna have to lock in, I swear. Hey, bro, how much you think? What's the score? What's gonna be the score? Yeah. They gonna try and throw deep shots, though. That's the thing. Class of 2025, Centennial High School, Frisco, Texas. Nah, he low-key fast. Number one low-key fast, dude. I might have to, if you play number two, I'm gonna have to lock in, I swear. Hey, bro, how much you think? What's the score? What's gonna be the score? Yeah. They gonna try and throw deep shots, though. That's the thing. I got number two. Son, you not open, bro. Shut up. You not open, bro. Shut up. You not even open. He tried to talk all that because I got the mic on. hey, talk all that now, bro. Hey. Oh, shit. You gonna try to throw right here. What'd I say? Oh yeah, D?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh. Hey, number C, what? Number one, what? One seed? Come on now. We strapping. Hey, we up. No, what's the number one seed? Who the number one seed? Us. Both up. That was the craziest PI I ever seen. They really appreciate you. Good communication. Yo! Yo! Hey, what you say? 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 Ah! 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 No, I want it! Hey! Yo!
Oh.
Yo! Hey, good.